Hey guys, I thought I'd make a quick video concerning the Cone Crazy time trial mission. Uh, from what I read, a lot of people are confused as to how they should go about it. Um, the way I would explain it is it's essentially two parts. The first part, you're gonna attempt the time trial 7 times, each time making sure you end the trial with 0 seconds left on the clock. And the second part, um, basically you do the trial another 9 times, but this time finishing it with 1 second increments every time. So basically you'd finish the first run with 1 second left, and the second one with 2 seconds, and so on and so forth until you come to the ninth attempt and finish with 9 seconds. So let's start with the first part. Uh, the first part of 7 attempts with 0 seconds left on the clock. Um, you can go about this any way you want. By that I mean the the way you're gonna take. Usually start this way with the middle one and go around here with these two. Oh, sorry, it's a mulligan. If you fail the mission like that, all you have to do is just come back with this car and park it like right around here. Get out and come back in. You should restart the mission. So let's try that again. So we're gonna start here in the middle. We're gonna basically work our way around. At this point in the early attempts, you have enough time to basically take your time. So you shouldn't worry too much about speed at this point. So when I mean the first 7 attempts ending with the timer on 0, you're gonna wait until the timer hits 0. You still have enough time to get into the circle for it to count. So don't worry about missing it. So hit 0 and then you hit it and you pass the mission. Basically, you're gonna be doing that another 6 times after this. So you're just gonna park here, get back out and in, and start it all over again. And like I said, in these beginning trials, you're not too pressed for time, so you can be a little bit more careful. So like there, I have 30 seconds to get to the last one, so it's plenty of time for me just to get in position. And there's attempt 2. So each time you complete it, your money basically doubles. Which is why this is a good way to maximize your money so you can get over 10 million. And again, you can go about going through this trial however you want in these beginning stages. I usually just start in the middle and work my way around. It's just easier for me. Later on, you will have to modify uh, the parking lot a little bit by moving the cones around, because in later stages speed is going to be an issue. So to maximize your efficiency and your speed, you're going to have to move the cones so that way you don't have to worry about maneuvering them between them. that's 3, I think. So we still have another 4 to go. Oh, missed it. Also, I've done this a couple of times already, so I'm a little bit more comfortable with how uh, I don't know if I would say reckless, but I'm not as careful as I initially was. You'll probably be a little bit more careful just because you don't want to mess up. But once you start doing this a little bit more and get more comfortable, you'll be able to maneuver faster through the course. So that's 4. Get to the middle. Let's start this over again. So with every attempt, your timer for collecting the rings gets reduced. So you have less and less time before, like, if you notice before, around this time I would have at least 30 seconds. Now I only had like 15 to come to this point. So you're getting less and less time as you progress through the trial. Right? Attempt number 6. Now at this point, you can start manipulating the cones in order to be able to do this a little bit faster. The way I do it uh, is you want to be as straight as possible when you're approaching a cone, and with the front of your car you want to nudge it to the side a little bit. um, you don't want to be too uh, forceful. The way you'll know if you're being a little bit too rough with the cone is you'll feel vibration on your control. uh, Basically, if you feel a vibration, that means that you're pretty there's a chance that you're gonna be break the cone. If you don't feel anything at all and you keep pushing it, that's a pretty good indication to let you know that you still have a little bit of room to work with the cone. Also, if the cone tips over like that, you might as well just leave it. At that point, if you try to move it, you're just basically risking the cone to break. Uh, there are times where it looks like it's gonna tip and you can save it, but if it just tips over, just leave it. So what I do here is I move those 4 cones, so I give myself a little bit of a wider berth here. Then I go around to here, where the middle one is, and these 2 cones I move. So I'm gonna move this one and that one. So I move those cones, and now the route I take is I basically go through here and then make my way around the other way. So I just floor it. And I just have a straightaway to here. You want to be careful you're not going too fast so you don't accidentally hit the ring before you're supposed to. So that's attempt number 6. Now let's go ahead and do this last attempt with 0 on the clock. Because of the nature of this trial and because of the need to move the cones, it might be a little bit time consuming, but once you're comfortable, again, with moving the cones, you'll get faster every time whenever you're doing this. But at the beginning, I would suggest just being as careful as humanly possible. It's not a big deal if you do end up failing it because you break a cone, because you can just restart it. But it does get a little bit time consuming if you just keep failing it. So I would just try to be as careful as you can. Right. Let's finish this attempt. A tip for this corner, you want to be going fast enough to be able to go up, but not too fast to where you're gonna have the danger of falling off the parking structure. Because if you're going too slow, you're not gonna have enough speed to get up it, and if you're going too fast, you're just gonna overshoot it and you're just gonna jump off the parking structure. Okay, so we've done the first 7 attempts at 0 seconds. At this point, now this is the part 2 of the trial where you're gonna do another 9 attempts, but every time you finish an attempt, you're gonna finish with another second increment. So this first attempt, we're gonna finish with 1 second left on the clock. The second one, we're gonna try to finish with 2 seconds. Then the third with 3 and 4 and so on until you get to 9. You can do more after 9. It does get a little bit more difficult because you basically have to be hauling. Uh, Oop, I did that wrong. I wasn't paying attention. It's alright, we can just redo this. But basically, you can do more attempts past 9 seconds, but like I said, you're gonna have less and less time, and you basically have to be super efficient at that point. Uh, to finish higher. The highest I've gone is with 14 seconds left on the clock, and that's barely like making it. So we're gonna move the cones here like we've been doing. Go here. And again, if you find a different way to do this, just by uh, using the tips that I'm showing you, that's totally fine. It's just the way it works for me, is the cones that I move and the route that I take. But if you find a different route and if you find different cones to move, that's totally fine, whatever works for you. This is basically just demonstrating, like, more or less the time wise, which I was what I found was that people had more confusion about. So here we're gonna make sure we finish the second left, and there it is. And now the next one we finish the 2 seconds, and 3, and 4, etc., etc. And like I said, until you hit 9 seconds, and then that should be enough money to get over 10 million. But if you decide to go past 9 seconds and try to get even more money, it's not necessary, but if you want to, there is another route. It just takes That's worked for me. It just takes a little bit more manipulation of the cones, and it's a lot more time consuming. So what I basically do for the later stages, this doesn't change. I move these cones regardless, these 4 cones. So I'm gonna do that now. should be good enough. The thing that does change are these cones and this. So I removed this so it's not in the way. And instead of moving these two cones, which I initially did, I'm gonna move that middle cone, but now I'm gonna move this one instead. So do that. Move it as far away as possible. Give yourself as much space as you possibly can without breaking the cone. Move that cone. Again, if you feel your controller rumbling when you're moving the cone, that's a pretty good indication to lay off of it. Now the other cone I'm gonna move is this one. Let me go the other way to see exactly which side I'm gonna move it to. Okay, so I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move it to the right. Yeah, that should be good. And then I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna move these two cones. And give myself as much space as I possibly can. Okay, hopefully that's good enough. So again, this way is more for the later stages if you're trying to get more money past 9 seconds, or I would say past around 12 and on. Uh, and basically the route you're gonna take this time, instead of starting at the middle and then going your all round, you're gonna start at the corner, only because they has two rings really close by, so the time boost you'll get it'll be significantly more than if you started there and made your way around. You're losing more time from that middle one to that one than you would from that one to that one. So again, try to make sure you have enough speed to get up, get around there, through here, and then basically just haul it to the end. And basically that's what you would do if you were trying to get money in the later stages. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, to basically repeat the process, it's two parts. The first one, the first part being 7 attempts where you finish with 0 seconds on the clock, and then the second part being 9 attempts where each attempt you finish by one increment. So first attempt 1 second till the ninth attempt with 9 seconds. And you probably won't be as fast as you want to in the beginning, but once you start getting a little bit more familiar uh, with the method, and if you figure out a way for that works better for you, then you get the past 10 million in no time. So yeah, I hope this helped. Excuse the crudeness of the video. I'm just trying to make it as quickly as possible, just because I was seeing a lot of questions about how to go about doing it. Uh, Also forgive the quality because I'm doing this straight from the console. So yeah, I hope this helps. And if it does, please share it so more people get help with it. This is the basically the first part that you have to do to get that annoying take the cannoli trophy. The second part being glitching to the next island. I might make a video for that one too, because at least for me, the glitch with the ambulance, using the ambulance to glitch through the gate and the pier isn't working for me. I've tried and it hasn't worked, but I found a different glitch, a different part of the map where you can basically clip through, and I'll probably upload that soon, uh, just so people have a reference of another way of doing it if it's the pure gate isn't working for them either. So yeah, like I said, if this helped, please share, and if you're looking for a way to glitch to the other island, expect a video on that pretty soon. All right, bye guys.